everyone. We are here into the CD meeting number 6, 1900 UTC, and we are on the Thursday, 23 February. And I have the pleasure to be with Joshua Seymour here, Chief Delegate, with me. Hello, Joshua, how are you? And we have also in the call here other Delegate level 1. Yeah, thank you, Joshua. Yeah, pleasure that you are here. Very happy. So let's move on. As always, we do our first our updates a little bit, and then we go in freestyle mode and very structured also. So I do first my little update, continuing to do about the induction web form and the script that Jesse has created to be totally automated on a web form and pushed on the chain. I do that in sandboxing with a smart contract of my own. And when all is ready, I will do a demonstration that the people can see. And then there will be an integration by Edenia with Edgar and Ravir of Edenia into their infrastructure. Otherwise, working intensive with Eden Fractal, trying to do the best collaboration possible and find some new ideas that I will unveil later on, not for the moment. I am working on something named EOS Digital Extended Network. By the way, that's when you take the letter Eden. But that's all about collaboration. That's all about protocol. And like Joshua, you have the project that you will describe. That's make very sense for the for Eden. So that's where I am, and voila. So I will give the mic to Joshua to make your little updates. And where are you at?
Okay. So the main contributions that I want to speak to this week is I've been working on a new charter and a proposal and the beginnings of a Genesis group. Right now, it's kind of like a working group for people who are expressing interest in this idea. But basically, it's the outcome of all of the sense making that I've been doing before and after the election. And what I'm seeing is if you look at the EOS network from a very I'm just going to give my update. So there's we could talk about this more if we want to. There's the charter, the proposal, the new group, the private conversations with people related to all of this stuff, and just the deep thinking that I'm doing for my contribution to help get this going. And also, I took the responses that were organized on the board from the 3 questions from the exercise that Nathan's been doing in the Y channel, and I ran prompts through I mostly have only used Chat GPT so far, but basically to try to get some help in figuring out what are the common themes among those. So that is on their comments on the board. Basically what I got from the algorithm on the common themes. It's above the titles on each section. It's also in the Chief Delegates meeting chat. And so those are the main things that I want to highlight. It's pretty interesting, the themes of each question so far, the common themes, and then also just if you put all 3 questions together, and there is a 4th one running, what is the outcome of that so far, and what maybe could we do in addition to those questions. So the way I see it is there's the current Eden that we need to get more, it needs to be more aligned and better functioning, but the current Eden is dying from a financial standpoint. There's a decay of the treasury, and we will run out of money at the current burn rate, I think by or before the end of the year. So, what are we going to do to position ourselves for significant funding? And that's partially where the proposal for the parent DAO and the 4 child DAOs is coming from. And if you've been paying attention in the chat and stuff, then you might have seen that kind of stuff. So I'll pause there. I feel like there's one more thing I want to mention, but it's not coming to me right now, so I'll just stop there.
Yeah, perfect, Joshua, for this update, and thank you for your work on that. I think everyone is welcome to participate into this kind of initiative that you are doing. Some very well made statement into the Telegram. Yeah, I think the people can read there and see your brain of thought. Okay, at this point, we don't want to be too much going on with our thought. We will also let the people jump here for some question, maybe address also some question into the CD meetings chat. I am not reading yet the CD meetings chat, so maybe I will let jump here Jesse, CD Liaison with us. Jesse, if you have a little update, and also let moderate a little bit the people here to jump. So Jesse, maybe a little update.
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day.
Hello, Jesse.
So,
yeah.
Hello. For this week, I was working with Mo and Sajid to request features for their reputation system that they're building. It's already, like we all know that it's already facilitated the distribution of the voting SBTs, and I'll be following up with you guys, the CDs, about that as we get closer to the election. But I also see it as can be used in a different application, a very important application. And to me, that's as a reputation system. And well, they call it a reputation system, but that's relevant to a dispute resolution. Sorry, I meant to say dispute resolution system. And I have some thoughts on, so Chris is on the call here. He wrote the original dispute resolution in the bylaws. I have some thoughts to change that, like pretty semi-significant changes to that, using what Mo and Sajid is building. And so Mo's on the call here. He could speak to that too. But yeah, that's basically what I've been up to.
Okay, Joshua has just a little lag. He will come back on the video very soon. No problem. Thank you, Joshua, to mention, and thank you, Jesse, for the update about the reputation system. And I see Mo here. Very welcome into this call. Maybe Mo, you want to share something about the system? You are welcome to jump in. Okay. Maybe let's come back to Mo when he wants. Maybe someone else want to jump. First come, first serve.
Hey guys.
Mo.
Hello.
Hello, Mo.
Yeah,
how are you?
Fine,
Hello.
fine. Thank you guys for having me. I was just able to jump in real quick. I don't have much time to talk, but I was mostly listening, or planning on listening. But I'm gonna take this opportunity to share a little bit, I guess. Well, in terms of the reputation system, like Jesse was mentioning, there's an opportunity to leverage it to also facilitate the dispute resolution system and kind of vet the people that can take part in it, as well as create value for Eden members taking part in it and other organizations that can be created that can also leverage it and leverage Eden as well. At this point, we're basically just moving ahead and trying to get this done as soon as possible and able to launch it for the community. So we're on that. Not much more to share, I guess. If there are any questions.
Thank you very much. That will come for me, sorry, some question. I am just taking your nice explanation. That makes very sense for Eden and agnostic also for other. In any case, for other communities, we need that. That's very repeatable, scalable solution. There are many solutions that we can create to benefit Eden and also the other communities. So very welcome on that. I see also Chris here. Maybe Chris want to make an update about DGov thing. Or any comments?
Yeah, hey, I have been distracted with some other stuff, so DGov is coming along slower than I'd hoped. But such is life. But I mean, in the end, it's just going to be a proposal.
Yeah, that's like this.
To Josh's point, right? How these things get funded are ultimately going to be kind of the kicker. And so, yeah, I mean, that's after listening to Yves' comments on the recent meeting when you guys had him on, how he's sort of lost interest in Eden and he's not really paying attention, and seeing as pretty much everything's got to go through him for funding. It kind of, I don't know. So we'll have to see what plays out, and maybe we can, hopefully it's something that is deemed potentially beneficial to the ecosystem. I think it is, especially when we have the GameFi aspect being this thing can help service different games. And so I think that goes along with kind of what Jesse's doing, and maybe fits in with what Josh is thinking. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I enjoy to unveil more on EOS Digital Extended Network soon, because I have something great for all of us. We will see when I unveil that officially. But we have to collaborate more, we have to cooperate more, and that's all about cooperation, collaboration, and have some funds for sure, a pool of funds. We need a pool, and where to go. We are not to be depending of ENF also. We have to be doing the things for our own. And if someone is not paying attention anymore, we are paying still attention here. I can guarantee you. Okay, so let's go with someone else here, or maybe Jesse, have you some question of the CD meetings chat? I am not seeing myself a question there that we can answer, I'm not trying to brainstorm or to answer here.
I'm not seeing any questions, but I've got some more thoughts on the dispute resolution system. If you guys are cool with hearing some more thoughts about that.
Yeah.
So basically, I feel like, so I agree with Yves that we need to improve the process. So that's what he was saying was the most important thing. So I was thinking of how can we do that? We need to be able to govern ourselves, and without a good functioning dispute resolution system, I think this is the biggest hole, basically. And I just want to make it clear, this is differentiated from what Chris is building with DGov. It's I imagine this system, it's just governing ourselves. We're not offering governance services to others. I mean, we could, but the scope of, so I'm going to be writing this up. I'm going to be running on this, I'm pretty sure, in the next election. And so maybe I can just highlight a couple of changes that I believe should be implemented compared to the current dispute resolution process. So for change number one, we should have a dispute resolution circle that people, so you don't need to be an active L1 delegate, because that's an issue, because perhaps an active L1 delegate does not want to participate to be a jury in dispute resolution process. And so it's too variable. So instead what we should do is we should have a circle, and anyone can sign up for that circle approved by the chief delegates. So, and those will be, and then, randomly selecting 5 members from the dispute resolution circle, I think is a better way to go about it. That's, I'm going to talk about 2 major things here. That's number 1 major change. And number 2 is about the scope. This may be pretty radical, but I don't think any scope should be defined, but instead we just have different items of consequence. So this is where the Mo and Sajid's reputation system comes in. So I'm going to be proposing a two types, maybe three, two types of consequences. So right now, the remove member consequence is completely not a consequence because you could just like re-induct yourself and come back in. So like remove member like doesn't even mean anything. So instead, what we should do, what I'm going to be proposing, is that we send for a one election suspension SBT, and we gate the election sign up by checking for certain SBTs that you do not have. And so someone can set a claim similar to what Chris wrote about, putting up a bounty and doing all that stuff. But so you can adjudicate on a one election suspension, potentially like 2 and 3 and 4. I don't want to be too granular here, but I think starting with 1 is good. And then if the community wants to do a permanent election, so this is this is an expirable SBT. So like, for example, a permanent election suspension, like you're not removing the member, that could be, expires in 100 years. And one election suspension would expire, the SBT would expire in 3 months. And so there would be just options of potential consequences and rather than a scope. So those are the two major changes. I'm interested to hear feedback if you guys have any.
Yes, yeah. I think there are a lot of synergy between reputation system, Sybil protection, DGov, all what you are building circles. That's very important to build in circles for more independence, freedom, and find the connection with other circles. That's the word. Yeah, that's very important. I see at this point, I want just to make a little update. We have received from Edenia into our respective channel with Edenia, with the CDs, that the UI for Eden election, so the membership portal, the UI is working in mock election as expected, with the new features about the videos. That's now official. Let's say between us, the CDs and Edenia, that's working as expected. Step are to that's Edgar stating this. The next step will be to deploy. So now they have made the test, the mock election on the Jungle test for the Jungle 4 testnet. That's working very well with the message about the videos, to put the videos when you are finished with the election. And there is no more restriction, seems to be. So for the next election, we have something great, at least with the videos. That would be nice. And with the upvote bot of Luca Persic, with the reminder, with the upvote bot, all in one, nice combo. So that's the update about that.
Just to be crystal clear, Patrick's talking about the video upload option being disabled when the election is live.
Yeah.
Because if it's not disabled, then people try to upload their video after round 1, and then it crashes the UI for people in round 2.
Exactly, totally. Video upload will be enabled once the election rounds are finished. There is a prompt on the screen of that I see. I have a screenshot, and there is a nice prompt stating that when you are into your breakout room with other Eden members, that you have not to rush and push your video. So that's a nice feature there, and exactly. So someone else want to jump? First come, first serve. Make your talk, make your voice heard here, and we will discuss about your talk.
I can jump in,
Perry.
Patrick. Yeah, I've got a question for Jesse.
Hello, Perry.
An observation that I have is that fractals started with a Sybil protection of a peer ranking, or rather, we have that now. Let's say, since Fractally had introduced that peer ranking, what's the thinking behind dismissing that as a means of Sybil protection, and then going towards a something that looks like a social credit system?
Hey Perry, thanks for your question. So you're referring to the Sybil protection thoughts I've shared in the past? Is that what you're referring to?
No, I'm referring to
the dispute resolution.
The use of the soulbound tokens to basically disallow people, or I don't know exactly the mechanism how you get those tokens, but it's like a credit mark. I guess you could say it's like a credit mark. And
right.
I
got you.
In the Fractally, they're using a peer review in rooms, right? In the hierarchical, which we're all familiar with. So what's the thinking of removing that in favor of however these soulbound tokens are acquired?
So the soulbound tokens are acquired by going through the dispute resolution process and having 3 of 5 jury members adjudicate against the accused, basically. And so this is I don't believe this is relevant to Sybil protection. This is just building on top of what's currently in the bylaws in terms of the dispute resolution process. So just to real quick summary, the accuser puts up a bounty if they want to put a consequence on someone, and then the accused also has to put up a bounty. Then you have a jury system. If 3 out of 5 juries and both say, what side of the cookie they want, that, oh, I think this should be the outcome, and the other person says, I think this should be the outcome. And so I'm proposing that we make it super simple and clear what those outcomes are in these SPTs. So a 1 election suspension, a 2 election suspension, a permanent suspension, for example, or even like a mute of the chat. So we have like pre-selected options for the consequences. And then if the juries adjudicate against the accused, then the CDs would approve the transfer of this expirable SPT to complete the process.
And in that system, how are the judges selected?
So the judges are selected by joining. So what I'm proposing is joining a dispute resolution circle to be approved to join this dispute resolution circle. It must be from the CDs or a representative that the CDs select to make that approval. And then once you're approved, you're randomly selected. So 5 of, as it states currently in the bylaws, 5 are randomly selected, and you need 3 out of 5 consensus to make a decision.
I noticed that Patrick is also pushing a similar proxy of delegating the power of a delegate as a proxy in Eden Fractal, and I'm hearing you suggest it right here. I don't understand the motivation other than somebody just got sick and a decision needs to be made, and a quorum might not be met in a timely fashion.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm unclear why it's.
I will answer to that.
I'm unclear why it's so important that we have this proxying ability. Can you help me understand that?
Perry, okay, Perry, can I answer to your thought about the proxy into Eden Fractal stating about me here?
Sure, if you both.
I have made a proposal into Eden Fractal Thank you very much to let us explain a little bit. So for my part on Eden Fractal, when we are delegating to the Eden Fractal into our breakout room and we choose to go as a delegate, we have to be committed for 4 weeks in a row. And we are into different councils, by the way. When you are a delegate chosen into Eden Fractal breakout room, you are into different councils for 4 weeks. And my goal with the alternate delegate, better to say alternate delegate than proxy. We had a brainstorming session on that. The goal was that, let's say you have an unexpected event, something happening in your life during the 4 weeks. Let's say you are able to join the first week, the second week, the third week, and suddenly the 4th week you are no more able because maybe you have too much consulting, you have too much maybe private things to solve, or let's say an unexpected event that we all know. How is it possible to have an unexpected event into this world? And you are not committed. You would really to come again, but to join again, but you cannot. By choosing an alternate delegate into your breakout room, you will maybe say, okay, I am okay to go for 4 weeks, but I want to have an alternate delegate. This alternate delegate has to represent the entire breakout room, not just Patrick, for example, but the entire group. And he will be aligned with what I consider to be aligned with my intent. I say my intent, the intent of the group. And if I am not able to join, I will have my backup. We have already have that into Eden Fractal with one member, for example, Marco, Mackenberg Sparrow, shout out to him. He was okay to go as a delegate, but suddenly into the main room, into the lobby room, he was expressing his choice for someone else, pointing to someone else that he had a good feeling with, and not only a good feeling, good alignment, good connection, and thinking, okay, this guy could be my alternate delegate. Like into the real life, when you are going into committees, if you are not able to attend the committee, at least you have an alternate delegate that saves the intent, of your original intent to you. But there is only one guy, that's only the alternate delegate that will vote if you are not there. I am not vote myself. If I am not there as a delegate, I am not able to join, I will not vote. There will only the alternate delegate voting. Let's say I am able to join and there is also my alternate delegate. The alternate delegate is no more needed because I am the original delegate. I can do my vote. There will no 2 votes or double speak or double vote. So that's very needed into the community, and that's ensure also quorum, to have enough quorum to pass proposals and to move on. That's very needed. But we have not the tool currently into the Eden Fractal, not the tools to make the tracking of this alternate delegate and on chain, because if we do the things, we do that on chain. So for the moment, we have only delegates, and we are thinking about to do something very agile into Eden Fractal, and that's all about. That was my intent with this proxy alternate delegate into Eden Fractal.
The pool of people that you're proposing could be candidates for that delegation, is it anybody with an EOS account, or is it other delegates?
So for the Eden Fractal, you have an EOS account. So every member into Eden Fractal has an EOS account. So if I choose for a delegate myself, I will choose for someone else into my breakout room that will be also inclined to go as a delegate. I could do that into my breakout room. I could do that also into the main room, but don't let's say, waste the time of the people and maximize their time and respect their time, because it's all about time. we could manifest our will as a delegate to have an alternate delegate with some tools without to noise the main room, because into the main room, that's the place to speak about, to signal proposal and pass them. So, but we have already speak on that on Eden Fractal. So I want to maybe that we move on a little bit here, because here we are speaking about Eden Fractal. So maybe someone else want to jump in, or maybe Joshua, have you something else to share with us here?
I love everything that we're talking about. I like the stuff I'm hearing. I appreciate getting updates each week on these different initiatives that are going on. And I've put a couple things in comments in the chat, but I feel like a lot of things are coming together. Like there's a convergence of efforts that we're going to see this year. And it's making me feel optimistic about stuff.
Oh, that's nice to hear. I am in the same mood as always, trying to be the most positive, the most heart, soul, and mind, doing the things in collaboration. That's all about that. Someone else want to jump in? Let's its voice heard. Share some thought about Eden on EOS, or the circles going on. Any subject that is about let's do the things more connected without to be meshed. That's the point here, to be very independent.
Just curious, because maybe I missed it
Someone
if it
else?
was at the beginning, but
Chris.
Nathan and we're just Nathan and Joe, were they just unable to make it today? Do we have any updates from them that are sort of asynchronous from this call, or?
I see any message on that. Maybe Joshua has some more information than me.
Offered to mention something. I think Nathan might just be busy and wasn't able to communicate it, but the suggestion was like give us something to mention on his behalf, or to or we could he could just drop something in the chat. Like I had a conflict last week, and so I just dropped an update in the chat afterward. But Joe, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what he has going on.
Hello, Joey. How are you?
Hi. Good. Sorry for the delay.
No problem. That's the point that you joined. That's thank you very much. Have you a little update maybe on your side that you want to share?
Yeah, we've still been working on onboarding, like not really onboarding. Sorry, I've been working on creating new articles in the wiki. First of all, I have our writers from EOS Go that's reaching out to a few people in the community from Eden. He's trying to compile a wiki so that we can publish it on the EOS Go website, and the EOS Go website is going to be updating. We're working on it, and it's going to probably be completed in around 1 month. But the update will be focusing also on allowing people to access the Eden Wiki more easily. And so the goal of the wiki is to simplify the access to the community for the new members. As I mentioned the last time, we want to try to allow new people to join and to make it easy for them to understand how to get involved into the community and how to participate. Then we've also been inviting Zach from the ENF into a meeting in Paris that's going to be happening the 26th of March. And I have the poster for that.
Nice.
I have many articles in Chinese that we published, and many links and posters that I can display to the community later. I'm planning to post everything into a web page so that it's everything can be easily seen, like all the progress, etc.
Joey, I have a question for you. Are you to do remote interview?
A remote interview? Oh, for the Paris?
Yeah, on the for the Antelope Swiss workshop number 19, because I will have an embedded Eden on EOS update. So you will be very welcome to share about what you are doing with EOS Go, to give more awareness for Eden on EOS, and that we can break down a little bit in what you are doing. So if you are open to do so, we can meet on middle March to do the pre-recording, the recording of the video, and then that's released on March 23rd. Do you will be open to do so?
Is that roundtable, or is it like a personal?
No, it's always interview, a single interview.
Yeah,
I interview every guest.
I saw that.
And I break
I'm
down
usually not.
in
I'm usually not used to do this kind of things. I will try to see what we can do.
Yeah, I don't ask now to yes or definitive, but that will be a nice workshop. We have already Jesse on. We have Vlad that is here. We will share about an update about what he's doing with the platform for that he's creating for EOS Fractal, for other communities like also Eden Fractal, Eden on EOS possibly. That will be a workshop very oriented EOS digital extended networks. That's the theme of this workshop. And there will be an update about Eden on EOS for sure, in all cases. So you are welcome. Okay, so let's move on here. Someone else want to do his voice heard, some questions. I see we have the new legend here also. We have Andrew Ware. We have Vlad also. First come, first serve. Oh, we have Sebastian also. Welcome, Sebastian also. Maybe Sebastian has something to share or something to ask.
I'll just share.
Don't be shy. Jump in. Oh, we have Andrew.
I just wanted to say hi to everyone. What's going on?
Hello.
Hello, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew, welcome. Do you want to share something, maybe?
I'm kind of I'm just working on an article, so haven't been super engaged in the conversation, but I just reached a hand out, so I thought I'd say hey.
So, nice hello and nice drums and nice mustache. That's nice. That's very nice. Maybe someone else want to share something, or Andrew, if you want to share anything about what you are doing. That could be NFTs, music, drums, guitar. At a point, we will have maybe some session on this Eden on EOS about guitar. Are the things are going on? Someone else to join? See, something else to share? Sebastian? Sebastian, are you here? Are you just listening?
Hey.
Hello, Sebastian. How are you? Hello. Nice. Thank you.
Doing fine. Yeah, well, I joined late, so I don't really have something to contribute. But I definitely like the Eden Fractal stuff, even though I couldn't join this week. Yeah, very interested in that side of things and how it will evolve. But yeah, I don't really have anything.
Thank you, Sebastian. That's nice. Thank you. I love it. I love it. You will join soon, very soon, the Eden Fractal for sure. Joining a lot of time, so we will continue. And that is a nice place there currently to share our contribution, and also let's move on the processes. So I think Jesse made always the nice word on the end. Maybe it's the time to close out. Yeah, Jesse, absolutely. Why not? We will close that, I think. Yeah. And you know how we close that? We'd say at 3, 2, 1, 0, go Eden on EOS. So 3, 2, 1, 0, and go Eden on EOS.
Go Eden on EOS.